Hi guys, Arthur here from Homeowner DIY. In today's video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to install a hot and cold hose bib. Now, whether it's hot or cold, the procedure is the same. Now guys, take note, for this install, these are going to be frost-free hose bibs. There won't be a stop and drain. I believe a frost-free hose bib is better for a rental property because tenants are notoriously unreliable for doing maintenance. But when it comes to a frost-free hose bib, one thing that you need to keep in mind is that you cannot leave a garden hose connected. Because if you do and it's full of water, that's going to defeat the purpose of the frost-free hose bib. But what we'll do now is we will look at our setup and then we'll do material and tools. Alright, so our two hose bibs are going to come out here. So hot will be on the left, cold will be on the right. So what we'll do now is we'll go inside and look at our setup on the inside. Alright, so this is our setup. So we have hot on the left, cold on the right. So there's a kitchen pointing this way. I'd be facing the kitchen right now. So the hose bibs, I'm going to put in this joist space here. So it'll be opposite. Hot will be there, cold will be there. So when you look at it from the outside, hot will be once again on the left. Guys, make sure that you always keep everything consistent. Otherwise, you're going to confuse people that don't know. So what we'll do now is material and tools. Alright, this is our materials list. So I've got two 12-inch frost-free hose bibs. They have PEX adapters on them. I've got my PEX kit, rings, fittings, clips, anything else I might need. I have 1.5-inch deck screws. I've got white silicone, two female PEX by Sweat adapters, a couple 1/2-inch copper tees. I've got copper pipe and then some PEX pipe. Alright, this is our tools list. So I have the B-Pank, my acetylene torch. Cordless kit, I think all I really need is my cordless drill. I have my finishing kit, so that has my soldering stuff, my flux, solder. For safety equipment, I have glasses, earplugs. I have a 1 1/8 drill bit. I have hand tools, so that's measuring tape, PEX cutters, hammer, nail bar, and then I have two types of 1/2-inch crimpers. These are my close quarters in case I need them, and then my regular set. For tools, this is what I believe I need for this job, so let's get started. Alright, we're going to shut off water, so this is our water main. The hose bib is down there. So what I'm going to do, we'll shut off our main. And now I'm going to go to the downstairs bathroom. I'm going to open the hot and cold. That is going to allow water to start draining. And then I'm going to go up to the kitchen, open the hot and cold as well. And that'll introduce air and I'll let the system drain out. Alright, this is our downstairs bathroom. And now we'll go into the kitchen. And this is our kitchen right above where I'm going to cut into the line. So we'll open this to introduce air into the system. Apparently there's no water. But in either case, with the faucet open, that should bring air into the system and allow everything to drain out downstairs. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is drill a hole through here, then I'll go to the outside, I'll match the elevation, and then I'll drill back the other way from the outside. Okay, so that's our hole. That's the edge of our joist. So it's about 11 inches. So I'm going to go around 6 inches over and then punch a hole through here. And then that'll give us enough space between our hose bibs. Okay, so this is our hose bib. We'll just crimp the ring on now, which will be easier. and then I'll go ahead and do the other one. Alright, so that's where it punched through, so I'm just going to finish going the other way. Alright, so with that done, what I'm going to do is drill a hole right about there. Alright, so if we go about 6 inches, so when they come out, we want them nice and straight, not to be like this, otherwise it'll look bad. Okay, so these ones have a gasket. I didn't know about that. But when you screw it in, just eye it out as it being level. Don't have it like this. And then take the handle off so the screws, if anything, straight or slightly outward. But don't do it like this with the handle still on, because you're going to go in towards the hose bib. And besides possibly puncturing the hose bib, you can also you're just going to go into the hole, which there's no material to screw into. And then give it a shake to make sure it's all good. Now we'll do the other one. Alright, we'll clean our fittings. Okay, with the line still connected, I'll now clean the copper because it's easier to do it now than later. Alright, with the lines clean, now we'll cut into our copper. Alright, so I prefab my tees. I've cut the copper pipe, I've fluxed everything, everything's ready to go. Now I'm just going to solder everything together, and then we'll connect the pecs. Guys, remember to have earplugs and eye protection. Okay, so make sure that you wipe everything down with a wet rag, paper towel, or in my case, toilet paper. And once everything is wiped down, make sure that you thoroughly check all the joints, because it's easier to fix it now than after you fill up the system, just to find out that you have a leak. Okay, so our hot comes over, connects into our hot, our cold connects into our cold. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and turn on the water. Okay, so we'll test our cold. Nice and cold. Our hot. Nice and hot. So there's a little bit of air still in the system. You can see the steam coming off it, which is good. Alright guys, so that should conclude this job. Alright, so this is our finished product. So I put a block to push the back end out. Guys, keep in mind that the outside where the handle is, that has to be the low end, and everything needs to grade outward. So when you shut the water off back here, any remaining water will flow out. So I threw that block there, and then I also threw this block, and then I taloned that into place. But guys, with that in mind, we'll now do an overview of this job. Alright guys, so that concludes this project. So this was a straightforward project. It was relatively smooth. The one problem I did run into was I was starting to get water in the pipe. It was tough to solder. I realized that I closed the downstairs bathroom sink. So once I realized that I was getting water in the pipe, I checked that faucet, and yes, it was closed, so I opened it. One other thing is, I read the instructions. This is optional to use silicone. The instruction says it's not necessary. I mean, it has a plastic gasket in behind, so it's up to you if you wanted to silicone it or not. But I chose not to in this case. Based on where the hose bibs are, you're not going to have driving rain hitting the hose bib, because the hose bib's on the east side of the house, and the rain comes generally from the ocean, so it should be perfectly fine. The time on this job, the time was about 2 hours. Other than soldering, I didn't run into any problems. It was a little tedious working on the bench that was in front of me, but I got everything done and I didn't run into any other issues. The cost of this job, the cost was about $80, so that's the frost-free hose bibs, PEX, rings, clips, and anything else that I need to do on this job. This is a relatively simple job as long as you have the tools to do it. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. I hope something here is going to help you on your project when you need to go ahead and do that. Guys, till next time, please hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next project.